What's up, YouTube? Frizzy Dog and Pop here. DJ, whatever you want to call me. It's time for a video. I've been my inbox has been getting blown up with people asking me to do a video about Toontown closing. People asking me to share my memories about Toontown since I've been playing since open beta. Um, People just been asking me what's my opinions on Toontown, and well, I'm sorry, people, but you guys ain't gonna hear any of that. I'm not gonna talk about any memories. I'm not gonna talk about my opinions about Toontown closing, because you guys already know my opinions about Toontown closing. Not talking about any of that. Instead, what I'm here to do in this video, and this is gonna get me a lot of dislikes. I'm expecting more dislikes than likes because, you know, of what the purpose of this video is. The purpose of this video was to basically rub it in to, if you don't like profanity, leave the room now. The purpose of this video is to rub it in to all you dumb, ignorant, idiotic motherfuckers that wanted to live in the fantasy land and wanted to live in delusional for so long. Alright? All you people out there that were coming onto my videos talking about how I'm a non-believer in Toontown 2, how I didn't state any evidence or facts about Toontown 2 not coming out, how I can never be proven wrong because I'm a know-it-all. You guys just got a slap in the face, alright? 20 minutes. I spent 20 minutes on that video giving references to other games that have been in the closed beta testing stage for 6 years so you dumbasses could compare it to Toontown. I even told y'all to Google the shit if you really wanted to understand. You want to know anything, is you can find it out with the internet with a couple clicks of a button and a few reading. You know, but you people don't care about facts. You people don't care about information. You people don't care about intellectual arguments. All you people care about is living in your little fantasy land and living life in a delusion and never wanting to accept reality. This video was to rub this in y'all faces, alright? You know, because, you know, it's ridiculous. A lot of y'all just ignorant for no reason. I mean, I don't know what's going on. Huh? I mean, if you really want to know something, all you have to do is Google it. Oh, boy, whoa, wait a minute, but I forgot. Oh, that everything on the internet is true. Yeah, that's why you dumb motherfuckers were believing them Photoshop pictures of ugly corny. Don't get me wrong, even if those pictures were real, even if those pictures were released by Disney themselves, photos don't mean shit without any kind of beta testing or some sort of development to them. A photo is just a photo unless you put it into fruition. But, you know, whatever. You people don't like logic. You people like fairy tales. And you know, all you people that were talking about me behind my back, that because y'all didn't have the balls to say it to my face, Frizzy is a know-it-all, so you can never prove him wrong. You know what? You know what? I'm having the last laugh now. And you know, y'all can bring on the dislikes. I know all of y'all people that disagreed with me. Not a single one of y'all gave a logical argument as to why y'all disagreed. Instead, y'all called me a lie. Not just me. Y'all called anybody that used logic against y'all liars and fanboys and people talking out of their asses. But you know what? We now have the last laugh. Anybody with a brain saw this coming. Anybody with a brain saw Toontown was going to close down. All you people that wanted to blame everybody else for why the game was going to shits instead of taking a look in the mirror and seeing what you've contributed to the community, what problems you have personally contributed, and then take some action into reversing those problems. All you motherfuckers, you know, y'all, it's just funny. I mean, y'all blame hackers for everything, but even if hackers were the problem, what have you people done? What have you people done about it besides complain and whine? You know? I admitted that I had caused some problems within the community with my greening people for no reason because it was fun videos, and with me assisting and adding to the personality cult that Toontown fanboys have around Toontown YouTubers. While I cannot help that fanboys worship Toontown YouTubers, I will admit that I contributed to it. I never stated any rules. I've just tried to help people get better at the game, but people have taken my videos and made them into rules that you have to follow in Toontown, like the stupid one fall rule. And at that point I stopped playing the game, so there really wasn't much I could do besides tell people to stop listening to everything I say, without a second thought. And that's the problem. That's how the Toontown 2 rumor got out of fan. I don't know if Ugly Corny was the first person to post the video, but post the pictures. I just assume he was, because I tried looking to see who was the first one that did it, and only Ugly Corny's name came up. But you people listen to Ugly Corny. Y'all listen to photos that didn't have any kind of testing or development behind them. I gave you guys a 20-minute video and references in the video that y'all could have Googled. I even included a game that is like Toontown that hasn't released any new content for 6 years. However, it was proven that they was in the closed beta stages because development staff, testers, the creator of the game itself, and the videos on YouTube showing the work in progress was proven that this game, that the sequel to the one I stated was coming out. Versus Toontown, it hasn't done jack shit for, let's see, 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 for 5 years, man. But you people don't care about facts or evidence. You people only care about living in the fantasy world and living in the state of delusion. Well, now, people like me that have been using logic this whole Toontown adventure are going to have the last laugh. All you people that thought I was a know-it-all, that thought I could never been proven wrong, how come you never took the balls? How come you never had the balls to actually come on me on some one-on-one time and have a discussion or a debate as to why you think that these false rumors are true? Everybody that disagreed with me, not a single person has provided any kind of factual evidence for why they think the game was going to stay open or why they think Toontown 2 was going to come out. All you people did was go to the pictures. Pictures, even if those pictures were from Toontown themselves, it doesn't matter. Because without some sort of testing, those pictures are useless. But people don't care about logic, so y'all don't care anyways, right? One person in particular, though, who wished to be anonymous, I respect his wish. He asked me, what do I think that the Toontown addicts, the people that are addicted to this game, what are they going to do when the game closes? Well, given how given their lives, I'm going to try to explain what they're going to do without insulting them. Given the current situation in their lives, what more than likely what they're going to do is they're going to find a game similar to Toontown in nearly every single way, and they're just going to get addicted to that game instead of going out and living the real life in reality. I can see the majority of Toontown players flux into Wizard 101. Why do I say this? Well, you gotta look at the game mechanics, right? Wizard 101 has a similar battle system that Toontown has, albeit it's a lot better than the Toontown battle system. It's still very similar in the fact that it's an MMORPG kind of field, right? The story in Wizard 101 is very simple and very easy to comprehend. You don't need any brain power to understand the story because the story is very common. You see stories like this in movies and books. It's just a very simple, basic story. You don't even need to understand the story in order to go far in Wizard 101. This was the same concept of Toontown. Toontown had a story. I don't know what the fuck it was. I never paid attention to it. I think Louseworth and some other hardcore Toontown. Well, I don't know if they're hardcore anymore. They were when I played. Might know the story behind Toontown, the in-game story, but I never paid attention to it because it was mediocre, crappy, and who cares? So I mean, the battle system, how simple the environment is. I see the majority of Toontown addicts going to Wizard 101. The Toontown addicts that don't go to Wizard 101, I see them just finding another game they can be addicted to and play 9 hours a day like they were before. It's sad Toontown doesn't have stats because all those people that said that I was a no-lifer for insulting children that play the game, for making fun of people, for greening people. If Toontown had some sort of stat like any other MMO game has that keeps track of the number of hours played on the game or the number of battles you do in the game, I guarantee all these trash talking scrubs would have at least 5 or 6 times the battles I have, 5 or 6 times the hours played that I have. I've been playing the game since open beta and in the end of 2012. You know what I'm saying? At the end of 2002, I mean. And I guarantee you, some of these people that have only been playing for 1 or 2 years have a lot more time invested in the game than I do if they want to talk trash. And you know, all these people that think that they're a good tune when they have crap gags and when they don't know what the hell they're doing, you know, stats. Stats would have been beautiful for the game because it would have kept people in check. People would know their place if stats were in the game. A lot of you people might think that, you know, all that would do is encourage bullying and being mean, and it would. But in my opinion, is also a necessary evil because too many players who were idiots are running around spreading false rumors like Toontown 2, spreading false hope that Toontown will be alive forever, you know, encouraging bad gameplay. If stats were around, all this stuff would be eliminated because you know why? Players would know who to listen to, who the hell had logic, you know, and who not to listen to because the stats will speak for themselves. You know what I mean? And like I said before, I expect this video to get a lot of dislikes, more dislikes than likes, because I'm basically just rubbing it in. I've been waiting a long time to do this too. You know what I mean? All those people that were insulting me, saying I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, saying I'm only making videos for the money and for the views and for the subs. People with no logic in their arguments, y'all finally getting slapped on the ass, man. Y'all finally getting slapped. You know, the Toontown staff themselves is saying that Toontown's going to close, and this is not an April Fool's joke because it's in August, people. You know what I'm saying? And what are they doing? They're making everything free. You don't need membership, I don't think, to do anything right now. And you know, somebody, I believe his name was Silly Tom 100, was asking me if I'm going to do one last CEO or log on Toontown and do like one last thing before it closes. Well, probably not. I mean, I have a month to decide, but in all honesty, Toontown's not even on my desktop, you know. I would need to re-download the game just to do that anyways. I really see no incentive to get back on the game. It would be nice to meet some of the people that like my videos, you know, not the fans, but some of the intellectuals that have heard of logic, that don't live in the fantasy world. I'll have to think about it. If I do decide to go back on Toontown, I'll probably enable chat so I can get to know some, you know, some of the smarter members of the community, some of the people that saw this coming because they used their brains, they used their free will to find out the information needed to understand why this game was going to close, to understand why Toontown 2 was not coming out. Now, when I say why Toontown 2 is not coming out, I mean as of right now, people. I mean anytime soon. Games have closed in the past, but their sequels have still gotten released. Battle for Middle-earth 2, for example, online servers closed years ago. However, you know, they continued making online Lord of the Ring games, even though the servers for that particular one closed down. Am I saying Toontown will do that? Well, in my opinion, I don't see them doing that because it would just be a waste of time for them. I mean, what can they do, honestly, to the game to make it better? They can include stats, but they're not going to include stats because they don't want little kids getting bullied. But you know what? People are going to get bullied no matter what you do. You know what I'm saying? One of the reasons I like World of Tanks so much is because you cannot hide how bad you are in that game. You see noobs come onto the forums all the day, especially the clan rivalry and diplomacy section. I love that section of the World of Tanks forums. You see 45% win rate scrubs coming in talking about how everybody is mean in them in the game because they suck and because they play for fun, not to win. And you see an army of good players telling them to get out, try the general discussion section. That's what Toontown needs. Toontown needs stats, if anything. They need stats. They need some sort of ranking system. They need to have some sort of clan wars thing where being in the clan actually means new content. There's a lot of things they would need to do in order to make Toontown 2 good if it ever came out. But again, I just don't see it. Toontown 1 is closing. Not many people play the game anymore. I mean, hell, I think out of my 5,000 subs, yeah, that could be more than that. I haven't checked in a while. But I think out of my 5,000 subs, I don't even think a majority of them play. I mean, most of the comments I see these days are people saying, Frizzy, I don't play anymore, but I still watch your videos because it's entertaining. The game is done, people, but I'm sure after I upload this video, there's going to be somebody that's going to say, well, don't give up hope, Toontown 2 still going to come out. Yeah, whatever. Live in your fantasy world. But, this video is going on entirely too long. I only intended it to be 10 minutes, but apparently I had a lot more to say than I thought I did. So I think I'm just going to leave it at that right now. The next video I make, if I decide to go through with it, it'll probably be, just being on the game for one last time. Since apparently you don't need a membership to do whatever you want now, since they're going to close, probably just running around to meet some fans or whatever. Probably do a couple boss runs that I enjoy. If I do any boss runs, it'll be either the VP or the CEO because screw the CFO and CJ. That's my opinions. I know a lot of y'all like those bosses. I do not, so I'm going to do whatever I please. Regardless of what anybody thinks. Some people probably think I'm immature for making this long rant, rubbing people's faces in the dirt. You know what? I don't give a damn if you think I'm immature or not, because I don't care what any of you random strangers on the internet think. It's YouTube, people. Some of you people take this stuff way too seriously. Some of the comments, people threaten me sometimes because they don't like my videos. You people, go out in the real world and smell some coffee, man. Go lie down in the grass and stare at the sun or something, man. There's a life outside the internet, man. All you people taking this crap too seriously. Y'all need, all you people playing this crap 9 hours a day. As soon as you get home from school, you know what I mean? You can do whatever you want. I really don't give a rat's behind. But don't come on my channel, insulting me when you're, you know what I mean? But, yeah, I'm going to end it right now. Most of this video, I mean, I don't script nothing, man. But I wanted to make this video as quickly as possible because, well, if I get preoccupied with something, let's be honest, if I don't upload this video now, it's gonna be probably another couple of weeks before I ever upload it. So if this video ends up getting uploaded late at night, and if a lot of the subs don't see it, I apologize, but I don't like procrastinate anymore anyways. I used to procrastinate a lot, but these days I like doing stuff now and getting it out the way. So that being said, I'll see y'all in the next video, and I haven't made up my mind yet. I may or may not decide to log on for one last time. I'll probably have my chat turned on. Unfortunately, because of the many imposters that I have on the game, you may or may not be able to tell if I'm the real Frizzy or not should I decide to go through with it. You're just gonna have to use your own judgment, man. I have 200 videos up online. I'm pretty sure the majority of y'all know how I act in game. Y'all know how I react to certain things. You're basically just gonna have to use your own judgment and decide if the personality that you see in the toon matches me to decide, to determine if I'm the real Frizzy or not. Because I'm not gonna be telling anybody I'm recording, because I may not even use all the footage if I do decide to log on for one last time. It'll be live, it'll be raw. I'm probably not going to edit shit. So yeah, I will see y'all then. If I go through with it, it'll be fun.